Hello, my name is Precious, and I'm back with a new episode of Fetling Flames. You're welcome to this channel if it's your first time, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I will be addressing things that you need to grow out from. They are things that limit you, that hold you back, and stop you from moving forward, especially as a woman. But let's dive right into it. Number one, fear. Fear is a sense of something that feels impossible. Fear can be described in various ways. There is a cautious fear that allows you to be careful when you do things so that you do not make mistakes or you do not do the wrong things. But there is also crippling fear. Crippling fear is a type of fear that does not give you room to even attempt something that is worth doing. Crippling fear makes you shrink back, makes you hold back, and refuses to give a trial. Now, fear is the feeling of something that sometimes do not even exist. And many people, a number of times, are unable to rise above their limitations because they are afraid of what would be the outcome of what they don't even see. So today, deal with fear. Number two, self-doubt. The greatest disbelief is not the fact that anybody doubted what you're capable of, but that you doubted yourself and your ability to do the things that you have been created to do. When God created us, He gave us abilities. He gave us strength. In fact, He gave us the leverage to do whatsoever man decides to do. But unfortunately, many times we doubt ourselves, not because we are not capable of doing those things, but because we have heard or seen things that made us feel that what we want to achieve is impossible. Sometimes those self-disbelief and limiting thoughts come from the way that your mind has been formed, the environment you grew up in, the things you were not allowed to explore. And now, they are now controlling a major part of your life. Sometimes they come from the fact that you heard things about yourself and those things defined you. You heard someone say you couldn't do this and you believed that you couldn't do it. You are always second-guessing yourself. You are always not sure. You are always in between opinions. Should I not? If you are able to take a step and dismantle the things that you have believed about yourself that are destructive, that are humiliating and limiting your abilities, you can be able to rise higher. I usually say that the reason why you hear negative thoughts in your mind is first because it was loud enough to get to you. And if it was loud enough, then that means it came from somewhere. Either it came from a person or it came from an invisible being. It is your duty and your responsibility to counter those thoughts. When you hear negative thoughts, you don't keep quiet. You don't swallow it. You refute them because you have a power in your voice. You have a right to rebuttal. You have a right to say, no, it cannot be. Even when it is glaring before you that it looks like it is what is being said, you still have the power and the right to insist that it can be otherwise. Today, choose to break away from self-doubt. Choose to break away from the mental boundaries and barricades that keep you down. Number three, complaints. It's very easy to talk about what is not working. It's very easy to lay the blames on where you came from, on who did you wrong, on why things weren't done for you, on the reason why you are where you are, and why you are going through the things you're going through. But the difference between childhood and adulthood is that as an adult, you come to the point where you become responsible for who you become. The moment you graduate into adulthood, you owe yourself the duty to correct errors that have been made on your behalf. And so complaining about things that are not working and about things that are not favorable does not help the situation. It doesn't make it any better. The more you complain, the lesser you feel able to do anything. But if you choose to begin to see from the right perspective, if you choose to begin to paint a mental picture of what is possible, then you can rise beyond your imagination. Number four, emotionalism. As human beings, emotions are a part of us. They make us what we are. Without our emotions, we would be bland. But there are times where our emotions speak louder than it should. Emotionalism is where everything is being treated based on how you feel rather than based on what should be. Now, when you emotionalize your process in life, it brings you to a point where you are constantly acting based on your feelings and not based on the need of the hour. Our emotions can be deceptive. Our emotions can be confusing sometimes. But you don't do certain things just because you feel like. You do not respond to everything that your body feels like doing. You do not act based on the state of your mind in the moment. Sometimes it is okay to take a pause. Sometimes it's okay to ask yourself questions. Should I do this? Is this a true picture of what this is? Or am I acting based on how I feel? Am I saying things because of how I feel? Or am I being objective? The ability to outgrow your emotions will help you to do things even when you feel like you don't need to. A person who will succeed will learn to draw the lines between emotional indulgence and the right thing that needs to be done. The scripture tells us that everyone born of the Spirit is ruled by the Spirit. Emotions sometimes are things that come from the carnalness of our minds. But when we allow ourselves to be directed by the Spirit of God in us, which is superior to even our own naturalness, we are able to make progress. Number 5, self-indulgence. This is the feeling to always be in a place of comfort, to always enjoy the good things of life, to always be in a state of peace and tranquility, having whatever you need, satisfying all your cravings, all your lusts and your desires. Now, this is a very wrong place to be because many have been trapped in the web of self-indulgence. You feel like going out, you get up and go out. You feel like sleeping, you lie down and sleep. You feel like eating, you eat as much as you can until your body is begging to be left alone. Self-indulgence is what makes people to spend time, hours of their lives, watching things that have no contribution to their spiritual, mental, psychological, or intellectual development. You watch movies, series without end, and then you waste precious time. But time is life. And if you waste your time, then you are equally wasting your life. And they may never be recovered. Number 6, self-pity. It's okay to feel that you did not deserve what has happened to you. But it is wrong to permanently stay in a place where you refuse to come out of the pain that you have gone through. You do yourself a disservice every time you choose to stick with your pain, to stick with your problems, to enjoy and derive pleasure from the things that have caused you sadness. When you do that, you live in self-pity. And you give access to those things that cause you pain or distress to continue to have a hold over you. You need to learn to break out of the things that mentally hold you down and make you feel that you need to remain in that space of pain just to justify yourself. The last one, pride. Pride is a quality that can stop a person from becoming what they are meant to be. Pride stops you from listening to the people who should have helped you. It stops you from humbling yourself to learn what would help you in life. Pride makes you have a feeling of what you are not, just to satisfy your quest for importance. Pride can come in various forms, and sometimes it even makes you not to interact with certain people because you feel you are not their match or they are not your match. A proud person would lose so many things in life. Many times, proud people are taken advantage of because people come to you for the sense of what you actually have or present yourself to have had. And when they are done using you, they leave you. When you need them, when you need their support, when you need their friendship, you will find out that they are not there. Humility is the code that grants you access, even in the most uncommon places. Today, choose not to allow pride rule over you anymore. And that's it. We have come to the end of today's episode of Fetling Flames. Please give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And I hope to see you next time.